Okay, so as you can see, I'm in that back lane position because that's pretty much the only thing that really helps with the bloating and the cramping and all the other pains. Okay, wait a minute. I think I'm sneezing because I didn't really mix the turmeric in the water well, and I had ended up like burping a little a couple minutes ago, and then the smoke from the turmeric had came out my nose, or the dust, and it was burning. But it's weird though because I'm spitting up black film, which I think maybe because of the binder I took, which I don't know. I know like I'd rather take those at the end of the day, but I thought maybe I should just take the binder earlier because I've been in a lot of pain since this morning. I woke up in pain more than usual. And like I already said in another video, I've realized since like taking the HCL to where I'm able to digest food now and not really having pain in the stomach, that half my pain is actually coming from my colon and not my stomach, and it's probably been the case to be honest. But it's looking like I may have to take like a couple day break off the probiotics. It's probably good to take a 7-day break or something anyway. But yeah, I don't know what happened though as far as swallowing the binder and why I'm coughing that up. It's the same binder from when I was doing the Parify. I think that's what it was called. It's just easier to take because it's already in the capsule and I'm not having to like dig through boxes and look for a spoon and all that. Honestly, that's part of why it was so hard for me to actually do the diatomaceous earth protocol type thing. It's like I gotta go through all this stuff, not that one, but this other box. And I don't know, it's like when you're in pain a lot, simple stuff is pretty hard, so. Yeah, I don't know what in the world happened though. I guess. I mean, I did feel like even the HCL capsule I took earlier when I was eating lunch got stuck in my throat, but you know, sometimes you get those feelings. But I guess maybe some stuff did, because like I said, I have no clue why I'm coughing up some of the binder after burping up some of the turmeric. And like I said before, like part of why I always thought that I had ulcers was because, of course, eating everything hurt, but certain stuff hurt worse, so like peppers, acidic stuff like apples, bananas, pineapple, turmeric, even though everybody says turmeric and ginger and lemon and lime are the things that you should go to for healing your intestines, but I couldn't because it hurt. But with HCL, it doesn't hurt. And so I decided to start taking that. Even when I would try the slippery elm, I recently started like trying to take slippery elm and the turmeric. I don't know, just that powder stuff is really hard for me to do. Taking capsules is easier. Like, just looking through stuff, going in the bag, looking for a spoon, trying to get the right amount in some water, or trying to get some hot water to put the powders in is a lot for me. So, yeah. Plus, I had stopped taking the slippery elm for a long time because the first time it would seem like it was working, but then eventually there would be the same pain, or it would seem like more pain. And it seems like anytime I do anything, that's what happens, because that's what's happening now. But now I actually have, like, my theory for why. Because, like, I guess me having the diarrhea was one of my body's protective mechanisms since my colon is damaged. Because, like I said, I'm realizing that actually half my pain isn't even coming from my stomach, it's coming from my colon. So I guess since passing like regular stool through my colon would cause more pain than usual, that's why I had diarrhea. And so now that I'm taking, well, it's not even about the HCl. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it now that I'm really able to digest food, but I really think it's the probiotics. I even noticed after the ivermectin that I started like having more regular stools again, which I haven't had in years on end. Because, like I said, for years now, it's just been like diarrhea or barely being able to use the bathroom. But I don't know if I'm really ever constipated or not, though. Like, actual having like lines of stool, I doubt it. I highly doubt it, but I don't know. I just don't think so. I don't think I'm ever like full blown constipated because I know from when I was on the psychotropics that those turned off my bowels, and I remember how that looked and felt when I did have the bowel infections. But sometimes some of the signs I have do make me wonder if I am like somewhat constipated sometimes, but I don't know. It's not really a way of me knowing without like, well, there are ways to know without a scan, but it's like I don't really have the extended stomach symptom that you would get with like constipation. I mean, sure, I had the bloating, but the extended stomach you get from having a bowel infection doesn't go with like the one from bloating does. But yeah, so since I've been more regular, I guess, it just seems like I'm starting to be in pain as much as I used to be most of the time, and I don't like that. And that's the annoying thing. It's like whenever I find some protocol and I think it's working, eventually it starts to seem like the protocol is causing just as much pain or more. And I don't know, because I mean, after probiotics, I don't really know what else to try unless I just like get off the probiotics for a little while and just keep taking the HCl and the enzymes. But I don't know, it's so annoying because I don't want to stop my healing process because of pain. I know there's a saying that things get worse before they get better. That's kind of another reason why, even though I wanted to go to school, I was kind of worried about it. And like I had even said in another video, I was thinking about just getting a job on the farm again because it's my only option. It was something I thought about before, but that other one wasn't close enough. But it's like with school and with work and having stuff going on like this, it's kind of like I want to go, but I have to ask myself, am I really going to be able to go every day? Are there going to be days where I'm going to end up in pain in class and I'm not going to be able to focus because I'm in pain? Because that's what used to happen when I was in that last little bit of school that I did somewhat get to go to. When I really started to get sick, I was really not able to focus for a lot of reasons. One, I was still living in the mold toxicity, but that was just when things were really, really bad, and I would be in way too much pain to even pay attention. In fact, something that I did last semester is make sure that I either eat very little or don't eat at all while in school, for just in case. So that way I'm not in there bent over and all that stuff and barely able to stand up and stuff that usually happens. What was the other thing? I haven't really been able to do that this semester though, because I do eventually end up getting hungry because I sometimes miss lunch and dinner. I know last semester I missed lunch, but this semester some days I miss both. And that means I have to really try to get up for breakfast. This morning, I actually got to the breakfast line, but I just had to come way back down because I was just in too much pain. Plus, the only thing in there I could really eat is a banana because I'm really trying to stay away from the grains and, okay, wait a minute, I'm having really bad heartburn. I haven't had this like this in a while. Maybe because of turmeric, though. I don't know. It's just like when I think something's working, this happens. And it really just makes me want to keep going and just tell myself things get worse before they get better. But I don't know. Maybe I should just give the probiotics a break and go back to the diarrhea for a little while. Or maybe, I don't know. I was about to say maybe try like doing the intermittent fasting thing that people say and just trying to eat less. But I mean, I woke up in pain and I commonly do, so I don't really think eating has that much to do with anything. But yeah, so there's that. A couple of days ago, when I really started to understand this was colon pain, or that half my pain is colon, not stomach, I was having that thing that I had all the time, months back, and even back when I was still living with relatives, where either before I have to use the bathroom, or during, or after, I get lower left abdominal cramp, and sometimes it's in the middle or the right, but commonly lower left. And then the cramp is like so bad to where I literally can't stand up straight, and it's like I could try, but I actually really can't. So I'll be bent over, and back when I was living with relatives, this is something my mom would tell the doctors about, but of course they had all their different little accusations, and they just felt like since they knew I was in the abuse situation I was, that it was just that, because of course, like I always say, there was that you're just being starved at home, and then there was also some accusations about either being sleeping around and being pregnant with STD or being STD and being pregnant with STD, which of course they didn't care, so they didn't do anything about either of those accusations. They already been knew I was in the Munchausen situation since my first appointment in GA. They knew in NC too, but in NC, mandated reporters they never did say anything about anything. They just went on with their day. In GA, they would say things, which would then just make my mom mad and then make her not want to take me to these places like the doctor's office anymore. But anyway, yeah, so, I don't know. It's just, even still to this day, for separate reasons, I get medical gaslighting, and it's like, I already don't even like doctors. It's just really, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. But yeah, this is something that my mom would complain to doctors about, the whole cramping thing and not being able to stand up. And if the cramping wasn't keeping me from like standing up and walking and running, I would get the cramp after like walking and running, or if I walk too fast. It's also why I really, really wish that like whatever I did, either with like my camping spot or with me not using a binder when I was doing the cleanses last year, I just wish that like whichever one of those caused the back issue or the spine issue, I wish that like I would have avoided that. Because like I said, the whole spinal issue that I've been having since last year, because it started last August, and I only recently realized it's actually been that long. It just adds to the other usual pain, and yes, there's that. So I guess I'm gonna like take a 7 day. Well, that's a long time though. That's the thing. I'm really impatient with these protocols, and part of the reason I'm really impatient and either get mad and stop when I'm not getting better quick enough, or I don't want to take the breaks that I'm supposed to take for 7 days or for 10 is because I feel like I just want things to hurry up and work so I can go back to being how I used to be before 14, somewhat 12, but really, well, not really 14, 15. 15 is when the pain kicked in. 12 to early 14 is when I was forced on all the drugs that caused the iatrogenic effects that made me chronically ill by 14. But I guess, I don't know, I could say before 12, or at least before 14, 15, back when I was still, nah, I definitely can't say that because I was not healthy when on the drugs either. So yeah, before 12, when I was still healthy and wasn't in pain all the time and all that other stuff. I kind of regret taking the turmeric because I think that's what's causing more pain, but I don't even know. I really don't. May not even be that though. Could just be more stool moving through my colon again. But I'm also having the heartburn, so I definitely know that that's from the turmeric most likely. But it seems like even the colon pain can cause that. Because, like, especially when it was really bad still, when I was living with relatives, when the cramping would happen, the lower left cramping, I would also get stabbing pains in my stomach, back, heartburn, migraine. Not like sometimes full blown migraine, but at least headache. The usual, what's it called? Acid reflux symptoms. In fact, that's something that was annoying to me when I would mention it to doctors, and it's like they would say that to say you have acid reflux, you have to be diagnosed with acid reflux, which obviously is more than that anyway. But that's just one of the symptoms of whatever I exactly have going on. And that's really annoying. It's like, I mean, even if I was to come to them sounding stupid and acting like I have no idea what name would go with any of my symptoms, they would still play the games that they have played. And I don't really know what to say about that either way. The thing that people don't get is that, let's say I eventually one day did get tested in a diagnosis. Doctors, especially mainstream doctors, they're not there to treat anybody, so it wouldn't really make much of a difference. Like, all the different possibilities of the things that I could have, they can all be treated naturally, or at least somewhat naturally, the same way. I think it would just maybe be a little easier if I actually, like, was able to talk to, I don't know, a naturopath or something. Somebody that really knew the exact steps I should take in order, but I guess it's kind of whatever. I think that, like, the protocol I'm doing now is more in order than the other ones, because it's like before I was trying to heal the gut but not work on fixing my digestion, and I was trying to, like, do herbal parasite cleanses and get rid of bad bacteria too, without actually working on having enough stomach acid for them to not come back. So yeah, I think what I'm doing now is, like, better than the other ones, but I guess I'm gonna have to take a break out the probiotics, or maybe take a laxative or something, so that way I can go back to liquid form. But I don't really want to do that because I feel like since I got sick behind what I did, laxatives may have something to do with, like, me getting sick, because during my cash for consistent medical abuse, where I was getting all the iatrogenic effects, or at least before I got the ones that lasted, I was also forced on a whole bunch of laxatives, which of course didn't work because the brain damage from the iatrogenic effects was making my bowels not work. And if the neurotransmitters that make my bowels work aren't working, then laxatives aren't going to work anyway. So there was that. And then I recently found out, not very recently, but somewhat, that overuse of laxatives can cause melanosis of the colon. That can damage the colon too. So, I don't know. Or at least maybe. Maybe castor oil will be better, but I don't even have any more of that because I was using that for other stuff. So I don't know. I guess that's it. I don't know what I should title this. Maybe take 5 steps forward and take some back. I don't know. Maybe not that. I can't really say that I've taken steps back, but the pain has definitely kicked back in. And that's the thing. It's like it gets better, but it never really fully stops. It probably take like maybe some months to a year of me doing the actual correct protocol for everything to really go away, or at least 2. Honestly, I would say that one of the symptoms that I would want to go away first, other than the pain, would probably be the having to pee every 2 seconds. Because that's been annoying. And I think I had that before I even really started to get sick too, but it definitely got worse when I did, which probably revolves around the overall pelvic floor dysfunction type stuff that was going on, which I found out that was because of mold toxicity, but I don't really know exactly what's causing like the having to pee every 2 seconds thing. People have given their like tips and advice, but I don't know. I mean, all the possibilities are caused by the same thing and treated the same way, but it's just like, I don't know, maybe the bad bacteria is fighting back or something.